Well, he's got to be hot if he went from, 210. If he really did go to 230, he had to use something. I don't know how the testing is going to be. They may test me and not test him. That's fine. I've fought people who are on it. I know I've trained with people who are on the juice. It is what it is. You can test me any day of the week. I eat chicken and steak, and I eat rice, and I train, and I just...
Okay, I want to tell you, so, you asked me about Jake Paul fighting guys over here. I wanted to tell you, I got a challenge for Jake Paul. So this guy keeps saying that I'm a cokehead, right? He can randomly cocaine test me for the next 10 years if I can randomly steroid test him for the next 2.
I'm slightly older. I'm basically gonna drink tequila and intermittent fast.
What's Jake Paul gonna look like after his boxing career?
People think I do steroids and all this shit, so I have a plan because I think it's fucking bizarre. That's like the only excuse they can come up with is like rigged fights. Jake Paul does steroids. So after boxing, I'm gonna do a cycle of steroids to show people what Jake Paul on steroids actually looks like, because I want to shut people the fuck up.
School Perry. Private school Perry. Oh.
Yeah, I've had a plan this whole time, and I know Mike Tyson says everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face, but I like getting punched in my face, so my plan is coming together quite nicely.
That's because you're a fucking idiot. What makes me good at fighting is I don't like getting punched in the face, and I practice not to. That's what I'm going to teach you in the sport of boxing, you little bitch. This is not bare knuckle. Not a bunch of just old MMA fighters. MMA fighters just running around punching each other bare knuckle like some fucking hooligans. I'll show you a real sport.
That's just me. I'm the only one. The rest are scared to come do it. And it's funny that you call this fight Fear No Man, because you will be terrified on July 20th.
PJ here with Combat Hype. We got Jake Paul, Mike Perry. Same song and dance, right? Jake Paul is going to win. This is a boxing fight. Mike Perry is not a boxer. I get you could say he's the GOAT of bare knuckle. Bare knuckles, punching, that's about all that relates to the sport of boxing. Bare knuckle, it's a different sport, man. It's a different sport. One thing we learned about Jake Paul fighting Tommy Fury, he lost that fight, and he definitely thought to himself, all right, I'm not going to put myself in fights that I'm not 100% positive I could win, because there's no money in that, okay? So he's fighting Mike Perry. Mike Perry's the perfect opponent, okay? He's very high with socials, personable guy, funny guy, really tough as nails. He's only, 32, 33 years old? Bare knuckle badass. But he's not a boxer. He's not a boxer. So if this was in bare knuckle, Jake Paul is getting slept in 1 or 2 rounds. What makes Mike Perry good at bare knuckle is his ability to take a gruesome punch so he can give a gruesome punch, because he knows he can, without a doubt, take more damage than his opponent, and he's going to win the fight. You cannot do that in boxing. Boxing is a science. There's a technique to it. Mike Perry's technique in boxing is not as good as Jake Paul's technique in boxing. Okay? That's not taking anything away from Mike Perry. But if there's one thing everybody needs to understand about Jake Paul, he's not going to put himself in fights he can't win. That he's not 100% sure he cannot win. So with that, Jake Paul is winning the fight without a doubt, okay? It's not going to be by knockout. It's going to be by decision, okay? But he's going to win. And as far as the steroids thing, come on. Who we get? Guy's juiced to the gills. So is his brother. Have you seen Logan Paul? Looks like an Avenger, dude. Of course they're juiced up. They gotta be. They're money making machines. They gotta be optimal. I'm fine with it. It's whatever makes them the best versions of themselves. Mike Perry's fine with it. He'll go in there, fight the Hulk if he has to. But I mean, anybody saying that he's not juiced up, come on now. Come on. What are we talking about here?